Have you ever spoken to someone about your career and somehow felt worse after the conversation? You went in looking for a clarity, but you came out feeling behind, underpaid, underskilled, late, confused, average, and suddenly unsure about your entire freaking life. You asked someone, how did you switch to product? And they told you their story, how they made the switch, how they got a great role, how their salary increased, how their career finally started making sense. And while they were speaking to you and you were listening, your brain was doing something else. It was quietly asking, why am I not there yet? Did I waste my time? Am I falling behind? This is the hidden danger of career conversations. A simple career conversation can quietly turn into a self-worth problem, and that is what this video is about. Why everyone else's career looks better than yours, and why other people's career stories are not always the proof that your path is wrong. Hi, my name is Amit. I am a clarity coach that works with post-MBA professionals to declutter their thinking, get their career story straight so that they can make decisions they actually feel confident about. Coming to the video, I'll walk you through three concepts that explain why career comparison makes you feel behind and give you three filters to protect yourself from it. The first concept is social comparison. See, human beings naturally compare. We compare to understand where do we stand. In school, we compared marks. In college, we compared placements. At work, we compared titles, salaries, promotions, companies, LinkedIn posts, etc. And comparison is not bad. It is not always bad. Sometimes it inspires you. It can show you what is possible and help you raise your standards. But career comparison becomes dangerous when it stops giving you information and starts attacking your own identity. You talk to someone your age, they say, I moved to product 2 years ago. I got promoted last year. I am now leading a team. I am planning to move abroad. And you smile and say, that's amazing. When internally something shifts. Same age, different story. Same college, different company. Same starting point, different outcome. And suddenly their progress starts feeling like your failure. This is where comparison becomes toxic. Because you are no longer asking, what can I learn from this person? You are asking, what does their success say about me? That is completely different question and a dangerous one, by the way. Because most of the time, their success says nothing about your worth. It only says something about their path. You asked for an advice. Your brain converted it into an evidence against yourself. And this is where the second concept comes in, survivorship bias. Survivorship bias means we hear from people whose choices worked out. The people who succeeded are often more visible. The people who failed are often more quieter. The person who says quit your job and follow your passion is usually the person who did the same thing and it worked out well for him. But you do not see the 100 other people who quit, tried, struggled, and quietly went back to the job. The person who says startups are the best place to work may be the person who joined the right startup at the right time. But you do not see the people who joined the wrong ones, got laid off, had to rebuild their lives. The person who says moving abroad was the best decision may have found opportunity and growth. But you do not see people who felt lonely, financially stretched, and emotionally disconnected. Most of them are telling the truth, but they are telling truth from winning side of the story. Because once something works out, we naturally create a story around it. I trusted my gut, I took the risk, I believed in myself. And all of it may be true, but it may not be the full truth. The full truth may also include timing, luck, family support, a good manager, a referral, one lucky project, and that one decision that could have gone either way. Nobody's going to tell you the confused version while they are still inside it. When someone is in the middle of a confusion, they will not post feeling lost, not sure if this will work, took a risk but scared, now let's see what happens. Most people post after the outcome looks good. The promotion, the new role, the visa, the salary jump, the transformation. So what you are seeing is not the full career journey. You are seeing the highlight reel, and then you are comparing that highlight reel to your behind the scenes. Yours will definitely be more messier than that. That comparison will always make you feel behind because your real life has doubts, delays, fear, confusion, family pressure, random bad days. Their story is just a clean headline, and you're comparing your raw footage to their edited trailer. And this brings us to our third concept, context collapse. Context collapse simply means that you see someone's outcome, but not the context behind it. You see the result, but you do not see the operating conditions. You see their title, their salary, their LinkedIn announcements, the confidence, but you do not see their financial safety net, their network, their timing, their sacrifices, their failed attempts, their trade offs, and their luck. And without that context, the comparison is unfair because you are comparing outcomes without comparing operating conditions. Think about this. Two people both take a risky startup job. For one person, it makes sense. They have savings, their family is financially stable, they are comfortable with uncertainty, they can afford to take that bet. For another person, the same decision might be a terrible idea because they have family responsibilities. They need more stable income. They get anxious in chaos. Same career move, completely different impact. That is why copying someone else's career decision without understanding their context is very dangerous. Advice is not universal, advice is contextual. What worked for them may not work for you, not because you are less capable, but because you are playing a different game with different constraints. So, next time you take a career advice, run it through these three filters. First, is their context similar to mine? Same life stage, same financial pressure, same responsibilities, same risk appetite. If not, their advice may still be useful, but it is not directly transferable. Second, are they sharing a full trade off with me or not? Every career path has a cost. Ask, what did this path actually cost you? Because if someone tells you the upside, you're not getting advice, you're getting marketing of that role. Third, am I feeling clearer or just smaller? Some conversations give you direction, some just create fear. Learn to notice the difference. Not every impressive person deserves access to your decision making process. So, to bring it all together, social comparison turns their progress into your failures, even when the two have nothing to do with each other. Survivorship bias means you only hear stories that worked. The confused version stays invisible. Third, context collapse means you see their outcome without seeing the operating conditions that made it possible. Other people's progress is not a verdict on your potential. Their timeline is not your deadline. Their path is not an instruction manual of your life. And here is something important to remember. Comparison becomes useful only when you convert jealousy into information. The moment you feel triggered by someone's career, that feeling is telling you something. Not that you're behind, not that you made the wrong choice. It is telling you that you value. Sometimes you don't want their life, you only want the visible reward. The title, the salary, the confidence, the clarity, and knowing what you actually want is the beginning of the real career direction. And here is a one line exercise I want you to try. The next time someone's career triggers you, complete this sentence. This affected me because I value dash. That blank will tell you more about your career direction than 10 alumni conversations will. In the next video, we'll talk about how to actually take a career advice without getting confused, because by now you know what advice does to your brain. The next video is going to be about building a system so that you can take input from the right people, ask the right questions, and make decisions you actually own. Because your career does not need to look impressive to everyone. It just need to make sense for you. And the day you understand this, other people's career stories will stop making you feel behind. They will simply become what they were always supposed to be: information, not comparison, data, not judgment, inspiration, and not proof that you are behind. Thank you.